things like, oh, it's a nice day outside today. What's for dinner? That person said that to me yesterday. What did they mean? Things like that. And that can really affect it too.
Yeah, and so just be aware the difference between a good listener and a great listener is not that they are not distracted. People often ask me at the beginning of workshops or webinars, how do I stop being distracted? And I go, the good news and the bad news, you'll never be not be distracted. So we talked earlier on about the 125/900 rule, the difference between my speaking speed and my thinking speed. The 125/400 rule is the difference between my speaking speed and your listening speed. So you can listen at 400 words per minute. So every conversation you have with a human is too slow. So you will be distracted. The difference between a good listener and a great listener is not that they get distracted, it's that they notice they're distracted quicker and come into the conversation. As a bridging strategy, a lot of the people I work with get a little uncomfortable with using this phrase, but when they have the courage to do it, amazing things open up. If you just say to the speaker, I don't know, James, have you ever been in a situation where you're distracted and they said something important and you go, if I just listen a little longer, the bits of the jigsaw puzzle will fall into place. Has that ever happened for you?
Yes, that's definitely happened to me.
So if you're listening on the podcast, James is nodding his head furiously at this situation. So rather than being out of integrity with the speaker, just pause and go, look, I'm really sorry. I got distracted. Do you mind saying that again? And what it'll do, it'll create an amazing connection between the two of you because you've signaled to them that what they say matters, but that you are human and you did get distracted. And the reason why they will never have a problem doing anything other than saying that again is because it's happened to them. It's happened to the speaker where they've drifted off. Now, you can't do it 3 minutes in a row and say, sorry, I got distracted. Could you say that again? Sorry, I got distracted again. You know, they go, just this person doesn't care about what I'm saying. So that simple phrase, look, and it's a phrase I use surprisingly more often than people imagine, but it relaxes them because they go, oh, okay, he's going to be honest with me in a conversation. I can be maybe a little bit more honest with them as well. So that simple phrase, look, I'm really sorry I got distracted, or my apologies, I just got distracted by the red car that drove past or the coffee machine or whatever it is. And just say, do you mind repeating that again? I think it's important.
Yeah, I think that's really good because, yeah, there's been times definitely where you're sitting in a meeting and then the person running it, so, James, what do you think of this? And then I'm there like, ooh, I completely missed that. And I think that's great. Let's be honest and just say, okay, I lost you there. Can you please repeat the question? Things like that. I totally agree. It's better to be honest about it rather than and you know, build that trust rather than just saying something that comes or trying to make yourself almost look like a bit silly when you're trying to answer a question you don't even know what the question was. And you say something that's you've completely missed what they asked. It's much better, yeah, to be like what you're just saying, yeah, genuine. Let's just reset and go from there. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it also gives the speaker permission when they're listening to you to do the same, right?
No, absolutely. One thing I want to ask you about too is we've spoken about the 5 levels of listening and all these different things that are involved. When you're sitting down with someone and coaching them, let's say you're with them, or maybe they're at like a level 2 listener and you want to try and improve their listening. What are some things that you sit down with them and you really work on to get them up to like working towards that level 5 listening where we're really listening for the meaning behind what they're saying as well?